What's up, everyone? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Tuesday. It is May 2nd, and we are back with a full 15-game day. As you know, yesterday, I did not like yesterday. It was a really weird yesterday. It was only GPP. I made GPP lineups. We did cash, but I didn't enjoy it. We have a full day that we're going to talk about. So, if this is the first time you've been here, welcome. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you have not already. We're trying to get 10,000 YouTube subs and 10,000 followers on Twitter at advisors_team before the All-Star break. So I think we really can do it, and just welcome. If you're unfamiliar of what we do, we're going to go through every single game on this day. So we're going to look at pitching, and then we're going to look at bats in each game. The videos are a little bit longer, but hopefully you get a lot of information. If you do, hit that like button. If you want to see more, go to FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. We do have two ways to win content from us. Hit this video with a like and a comment down below. If this video gets 50 likes, we'll take a random comment from random.org, and we will give you a free month plus MLB DFS plus sports betting. Or if you want to do the old-fashioned way, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and tell me who's going to hit a home run and what inning. I need both of them, home run person and the inning. If you get that correct, you will win a free month of MLB DFS content. So, that being said, we do have 3 games that are not on the main slate. The first 3 games, we will go over them. Maybe you're playing an all-day slate. Maybe you're playing an early only if they're on there. We will look at it. And if you have questions, if you want to know how, thought process, the article that we have, normally, there is no article today, but our cheat sheet will be full of plays at each position for cash and GVP. And then we have stacks that we like, and then we have core plays as well as a lot of information. So go to Fantasy Team Advisors and check that out. So, first game on the slate, Mets at the Tigers. Joey Lucchesi versus Michael Lorenzen. Lucchesi hasn't faced very many people. 7 at-bats, actually. So not much. And then looking at, it's 714 batting average. So I don't count that just because, obviously, it is very skewed with the amount of people. So looking at that, not concerned about that. 14.3K. It's the Tigers. Lorenzen, on the other hand, looking at him, 70 plate appearances against the Mets. Only 14.3K percentage, which is kind of low, just not striking people out. And the 258 batting average. So just kind of looking at Lucchesi here. 2 starts this season. His last start against Washington, 5.1 innings, 3 earned runs, only 16 fantasy points. Against San Francisco, 7 innings, 9 strikeouts, no earned runs, 58 fantasy points. So if you're playing the early only, I don't mind Lucchesi. But yeah, there's not much. If you want to look at the bats that have had success, there's one person, Javi, 5 for 7, 2 doubles, 2 home runs. Javi's kind of on the way back, I guess you could say. If you wanted to use, if you're playing the early only, or you're playing the all-day slate, if you want to call it. And it's not too bad of an all-day slate just because it's only 45 minutes early than normal. So I think you should be pretty good. Most of the news will be out with the weather and stuff like that. So I think we should be good there. Javi, he's only batting .233. He's got no home runs, 9 runs, 2 stolen bases. But he's coming off, some pretty good games where he's getting double-digit fantasy points. His last game that almost... So he's not a bad option if I'm looking. I don't know if I trust him very much, though. There's just other options out there at this shortstop position. Lorenzen, on the other hand, any Mets bats that stick out against him. Starlin Marte, 6 for 17, 2 doubles, 1 home run. Brandon Nimmo's 1 for 7, so not much there with 1 double. Escobar's 2 for 4 with a double. Not a ton there. Just the problem is Lorenzen's not striking people out, and that's the fantasy points. So that's kind of where I'm thought process. Probably avoiding both of these pitchers. I'm probably not playing the first 3 games. Probably just going through this for you guys, and I'm going to just assume, unless some news breaks throughout the day, I'm going to avoid these 3 games here. But we will go over them for you. Next game on the slate, Pirates at the Tampa Bay Rays. As of the making of this video, early morning, Pirates don't have a pitcher slated. And then Tampa Bay, we've got Javi Guerra pitching for them. Hasn't faced anyone before on this team. I'm trying to see if he has, let's see. Well, according to Fanduel, Royancy Contreras is pitching for the Pirates. Okay. Yeah, so Guerra here, it must be an opener. They're just going to have an opener. So I would avoid this game because he's off 1.2 innings his last time, -4 fantasy points. On April 15th, 0.1 innings pitched, -2. So yeah, this is going to be an opener. I would assume I would just avoid this. This is why I'm just avoiding the first 3 games here. And then just to go over the last one of the early one, Bryce Elder versus Sandy Alcantara. Elder, 64 plate appearances, 286 batting average, 20.3 K percentage. On the flip side of that, Sandy Alcantara, looking at him, 165 plate appearances, 275 batting average, 23.6%. I would probably, honestly, don't mind either of these guys in GPP if you're throwing that out there. Acuna might be out. Got hit in the shoulder, left the game, thought maybe he was hurt, broke scapula or broke something. It looks like it's day-to-day and nothing's broke, which is good. So that's a potent bat out of the Atlanta offense there. But yeah, if I'm looking, I'm probably taking Alcantara in cash and Elder in GPP. Cubs at the Nationals, you got Hayden Wesneski versus Trevor Williams. Wesneski has never faced the Nationals before. And you guys know what I say. I love when a player hasn't faced anyone before. Didn't face anyone in San Diego. His last start, he went 5 innings, 3 strikeouts, 27 fantasy points. Problem is, the time before that against the Dodgers, 4.1 innings with 3 earned runs and 7 fantasy points. And then it's been a tale of 2 Wisniewskis because the start before that against Oakland, 49 fantasy points with 7 strikeouts and 7 innings. I do like that this game is here and it's not in Chicago where it's windy, the Windy City, where the balls fly out of there a little bit more. So I do enjoy that. I would take a flyer on him. Trevor Williams, on the other hand, 94 plate appearances against the Cubs. You've got 267 batting average, which isn't bad. And then 27.7 K percentage, which it's pretty good. Just looking at Trevor Williams' his last few starts against the Mets, 15 innings and 15 fantasy points in 5 innings. Minnesota's last start, 28 fantasy points. I probably would avoid him. His price is up there at 7,300, and he's just not getting it done. And the Cubs are hitting well, so I would look at the Cubs as a stack and Wesneski as a GPP option. You got Guardians at the Yankees. You've got Tanner Bibby versus Garrett Cole. Now, Bibby, the Yankees, like I said yesterday, Yankees have been playing trash. I liked Domingo yesterday. Again, yesterday was a GPP day. He dominated for 8 innings. Whatever reason, Boone pulled him after 88 pitches, after giving up his second hit of the game, and the Yankees went on to lose. The Yankees need someone, need someone to stop this bleeding. Garrett Cole is that ace. 183 plate appearances, 193 batting average, 31.7 K percentage. There's a reason he's the picture of the art or the video here. Garrett Cole is who I would like. Bibby, this will be his second start. He only went 5.2 innings last time against Colorado, which it's Colorado. But he had 8 strikeouts and 44 fantasy points, so his price is pretty up there on FanDuel. It's 8,400. Probably avoiding Bibby, looking at Garrett Cole. Blue Jays at the Red Sox, Yusei Kikuchi versus Tanner Houck. Kikuchi, 45 plate appearances, 150 batting average, 24.4. He's actually pitching really well this year, which is surprising, to say the least. He is expensive, but he's coming in with a 4-0 record, 3 ERA. Toronto lost that game on a walk-off yesterday. Really love Kikuchi here. Tanner Houck, on the other hand, 30 plate appearances, 296 batting average, 30K percentage. I would be looking at Blue Jays here, bats. Probably not very many. Vlad's 2 for 6 with a double. So these numbers are inflated just because 1 for 2 and 2 for 5. They're very inflated. Hasn't given up any home runs, only given up 2 doubles. The rest have been singles. So he's given up 6 singles and then 2 doubles. So I honestly don't know what to think of this game. This is one that, at the moment of making this video, I'm confused on what to make the game script in this type, if we're talking about that. Could be a 1-0 game. I think both of these pitchers are okay to use. I think Kikuchi is more of a cash option. I think Tanner Houck is more of a GPP, just because Toronto can go off, but the numbers are really well for both of these pitchers. So that's my thought process, how I'm attacking this game. Cash option Kikuchi, Houck is GPP, and then you could go light on Blue Jays bats if you want to stack this game. But there's just other options that we could look at today. So that's kind of my thought. Twins at the White Sox is next. Joe Ryan versus Michael Kopech. Ryan, 15 plate appearances, 500 batting average. Hasn't seen him much. Kopech, 69 plate appearances, 175 batting average. Honestly, like Ryan a little bit. The White Sox have been not playing good baseball this season so far. Yeah, Benintendi 4 for 5 with a double and a triple. That's 800 batting average. That's why the number's up there. And then 1 for 2, 1 for 2, 1 for 2. 500 batting average. Eloy with a home run. But Eloy is hurt, right? I mean, he's always hurt. Or he's always day-to-day. Or he's always got some designation. Yeah, day-to-day with his leg. Had leg soreness after Sunday. That's something to monitor, but he did have 18 fantasy points. He went 4 for 5 on Sunday before he got hurt. The day before that, 1 for 3 with 15 fantasy points. So this is something to watch. If you aren't going Joe Ryan, you could look at Eloy. Lou Bob isn't. I mean, he got benched. Was it Sunday? He got benched for not running hard, which made no sense. He would have been safe. Benintendi 4 for 5. So if you're not going Joe Ryan, you can use some Washington bats, but I do like Joe Ryan here. And then Kopech, on the other hand, has had success against Minnesota. Yeah, I mean, most people, not very good. They're not hitting well. So I honestly don't mind either of these pitchers. I think this could be a low-scoring game. I think I'd look at both for GBP. I don't think I'd trust either for cash. Orioles at the Royals, Tyler Wells versus Ryan Yarbrough. Wells, 33 plate appearances, 219 batting average. Only striking 18.2% out, though. That's kind of not what I was looking for. But again, he's facing the Royals. It's in Kansas City. It's a pitcher's ballpark there. So I don't mind Wells for GPP. Coming off a pretty good start against Boston, 7 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, 38 fantasy points. Against Detroit, 7 innings, 40 fantasy points with 5 Ks. So he hasn't faced Kansas City this year, but he's had success against them. And I don't mind that. So he's gone at least 5 innings all year. I think this is a good matchup for him. I think he'll go under-owned as well just because of everyone else. If you aren't taking him and you are taking Kansas City bats, Sal Perez, 2 for 6 with 2 doubles. Nicky Lopez, 2 for 6. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the Kansas City bats, so I'm probably not taking them. And then Yarbrough, 128 plate appearances, 198 batting average. I thought the numbers would be a little bit higher just because he's faced them before in Tampa Bay. When he was with Tampa Bay. Santander, 6 for 22 with 4 doubles. I don't mind him. I would look at an Orioles stack probably. Austin Hayes, 4 for 21 with a home run. Mountcastle, 4 for 20 with a double. So yeah, I mean, it just depends on who's out there in that lineup. I don't mind a Orioles stack here against Yarbrough. I don't think I'll have any exposure to Yarbrough at all. Then you got the Angels at the Cardinals. Patrick Sandoval versus Steven Matz. Sandoval never faced anyone before. I don't mind him. Probably avoiding him, though. I would be looking at, depending on who's out there for the Cardinals, Cardinals, I think this could be a high-scoring game. A Cardinals stack would look something like depending on who they have out there, I honestly don't mind a Goldie, Arenado. Then we could possibly be looking at, if Nootbaar is up there leading off, I don't mind him. It is a lefty on lefty matchup though, so that's something. I don't know if you want to take that into consideration. So Goldie, Arenado, Wilson Contreras, maybe Tyler O'Neill, Paul DeJong, if he's in there, I don't mind. Flip side of that, I've told you, I think every single start, that I don't trust Steven Matz at all to pitch. Coming in 0-3 record, 6.23 ERA. Against San Francisco, 4 innings, 2 earned runs, only 15 fantasy points, didn't get the strikeouts. I absolutely love an Angels stack, especially here, batting .303 in 72 plate appearances. So Rendon, 10 for 31, 4 home runs, got fantastic numbers. Renfroe, 3 for 8 with 2 doubles. Drury, 5 for 11 with a double and a home run. Ohtani's only 1 for 6, but it's a triple. And Mike Trout's 0 for 1. I would have exposure to different sets of Angel stacks here. So if you're playing on Fanduel, you could go, if you can afford it and you can find the pitching, Trout, Drury, Renfroe, Rendon. Then you could flip it around. You could go Gio, who's a righty, Jake Lamb, who might be good. I would get some exposure to the Angels in different ways in this game against Steven Matz. Next game, Arizona Diamondbacks at the Texas Rangers. Zach Gallen versus John Gray. I love Zach Gallen. He's absolutely dominating this season. I don't know what he's done, but he's pitching extremely well this season. He's actually more expensive than Garrett Cole, which is nuts. So Gallen comes in, 4-1 record, 2.15 ERA. Garrett Cole comes in, 5-0 record, 1.11 ERA. And he's still $300 more than Garrett Cole. He's dominated. Has he faced Texas this year? Has not faced Texas this year, but he's got back-to-back 60-plus fantasy points on FanDuel. Against Kansas City, 12 strikeouts. Against San Diego, 11 strikeouts. And now he's got Texas, who could strike out. I know they're a good team. They just they took 3 or 4 from the Yankees. But he's had success in only 21 plate appearances, but he's up there in price. But I like him. I like Garrett Cole a little bit more, though. And somehow, Garrett Cole, you'll save money. Flip side of that, John Gray, 126 plate appearances against Arizona, 283 batting average, only 23 K percentage. You'd think it'd be a little bit higher. The bats that have had success, Ketel Marte's 13 for 31 with 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. That's 419. That's pretty good. Christian Walker, 8 for 23, 3 doubles, a home run. Honestly, looking at these numbers, I like an Arizona stack. Marte, Christian Walker. If Corbin Carroll is back, I do like him. It just depends if he's even going to be out there. I know he left early on Sunday or Saturday with a knee. He's day-to-day, so this is something to monitor. But I do like Corbin Carroll if he is in this lineup here. Josh Rojas, I know he's 1 for 14. He's always a threat there. So Marte, Walker, Rojas, Perdomo, I don't mind. Corbin Carroll if he's in there as well. So I'm not going to have any exposure to John Gray. I will have some exposure to Gallen and then an Arizona stack. Giants at the Astros is the next game. You got Anthony DeSclafani versus Hunter Brown. DeSclafani's only faced him 8 times, hasn't done much, 125 batting average, only striking out 12.5% though. And San Francisco was holding their own against Houston until the 7th inning yesterday where they gave up 5 runs. So they were winning 3-2 until that point. Hunter Brown hasn't faced anyone before on this team, obviously. So kind of looking at that, I won't have exposure to this game. I just don't like either of these pitchers enough with who's on the slate. Brown coming in, I mean, he's had a huge game against Tampa Bay, 7 innings, 8 Ks, 55 fantasy points there. But then he's gotten lit up a little bit against Atlanta, 4 earned runs. And then even against Detroit to start the season for him, 4 earned runs. So he's been very inconsistent, but he could hit his stride against this team. So I guess I don't mind Hunter Brown for GPP. Coming in, though, he's $10,200 on FanDuel. These prices are ridiculous. So I would probably be looking at an Astro stack, and then for GPP, Hunter Brown for a pitcher. Brewers at the Rockies is next. I'm going to avoid this game for pitching because it is in Coors. Peralta, 39.5K percentage. So he's had good. You know what? You could go under-owned with Peralta here because it is in Coors. He's had success against them. 17 Ks and 43 plate appearances. Honestly, looking at these numbers, I would look at Peralta for GPP, but again, be warned, this is Coors. The over-under is probably going to be high. I haven't looked at it yet. I'm scared to use Peralta in cash. I would look at GPP, though. And then Feltner, I'm not going to be touching him. 18 plate appearance, 294. So Brewers bats have had success. So it hasn't been very many people that he's faced on this team. William Contreras, 2 for 5, which puts it up to 400. Rowdy Tellez, 2 for 3 with a double, which puts it up to 667. So they haven't really had success against him. I just don't trust this game very much. You could make an argument to use both of these guys for GPP, completely avoiding for cash. But if I'm taking one pitcher out of this, I would look at Freddie Peralta here. Reds at the Padres is next. You got Graham Ashcraft versus Michael Wacha. Ashcraft, 6 plate appearances, nothing going there. Michael Wacha, 23 plate appearance, 261. I don't mind Ashcraft. And I do like that this game is in San Diego and not Cincinnati. I would use both of these guys in GPPs. Not much going on for Cincinnati, bats-wise. The numbers skewed because 750, 3 for 4 with a double, and that's it. Don't mind either of these. There are just different pitching options. I would throw these in GPP. Wouldn't look at cash. Probably not going to have much exposure to this game, though. Mariners at Oakland. Don't know who's pitching for Seattle versus Mason Miller. Not taking this game. Probably would be looking at Seattle. Just wait till their lineup. The problem is the lineup comes out a little bit later because it's a later game, so we don't really know what's going to happen. So this is something that we've got to wait for this lineup to come out. I know you've got the projected lineups that come out, but we never know how that's really going to go. So I'm probably avoiding this game. There's other options. And then the Phillies at the Dodgers. You got Matt Strahm versus Julio Urias. Strahm, 50 plate appearances, 295 batting average. 28K percentage, though. Pretty good games he's coming off of. Seattle, 5.1 innings, 37 fantasy points. 5.1 innings against Colorado, 40 fantasy points. He's been very up and down, and I don't trust him against this Dodgers team. And then Urias, 55 plate appearances, 245 batting average. Bryce Harper's back tonight. It's crazy. I think he had Tommy John 160 days ago or something. Yeah, Bryce Harper's back. Players that have had success against Urias, not very many. Schwarber, 3 for 9 with a double and a home run, which I don't mind. But Urias has pitched kind of bad the past couple of starts. Against Pittsburgh, and you would think, oh, it's Pittsburgh. 6 earned runs, 14 fantasy points. Against the Cubs, 3.1 innings, 5 earned runs, 7 fantasy points. Against the Cubs prior, 5.2 innings, 6 strikeouts, but 2 earned runs, only 29 fantasy points. So he really hasn't had success this year like you would think. Urias comes into this game, 3-3 record, 4.41 ERA. So honestly, don't mind a Philly stack here. I don't know if you want to go Harper, just because he came back from Tommy John early. I'm curious what his price is on FanDuel. Let's see. 3,500, not bad. I would definitely look at a Philly stack, just depending on who's out there. If you want to get Harper in there, I don't mind that because he is back. Probably hits a home run. Looking at the bats, Trey Turner, righty against lefty. I love that. Schwarber has had success there. A lefty on lefty doesn't really matter for me. Harper there. Castellanos is doing good. JT Realmuto is still under 3,000 on FanDuel. Bohm. I mean, there's a lot of Phillies to like in this one. So I'm probably stacking the Phillies. Probably not going with Urias here. Don't think I'll go with Strahm either. Just other pitching options that we can look at. And that's it. That's the breakdown. Pitchers, bats. The only weather concern on the slate is the Mets at the Tigers, 55% chance. Not much going on. That's a little higher. We do have Toronto at Boston, 20% chance of rain. But, I mean, you can check all of that out on the website. We have a lot of information. We've got daily BVP, stolen base targets, our cheat sheet, our betting odds, our ballpark rankings, the optimal stacks, FanDuel batter trends, and DraftKings batter trends. So check that out. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Hopefully, we brought you enough information to build around today. If you want a little bit more, we do have some premium content over on the website. Big shout out to everyone who has subscribed to everything. So our YouTube page, following on Twitter, subscribing to FTA Plus right here. It's been huge the past couple of weeks, guys. Big shout out to everyone who has donated or tipped or whatever you want to call it with our Cash App, which was awesome if you want to check that out. But yeah, I'm thinking of just other things that you guys might want to see. So if there are other things in these videos you would like to see, let me know down below. Again, 50 likes on this video, and if you comment, we'll pull a random comment with random.org to win a free month of MLB DFS content, plus sports betting. And then if you want to try another way, all you got to do is like the video, be a subscriber, and tell me who's going to hit a home run and what inning they're going to hit it in. That's really all I've got in this video, guys. Good luck today, and as always, bring home that bacon. Peace!